Yeah, I know. We're gonna build you a new cage. Woohoo! You're gonna eat through the old one. No, I'm not hurt. Thank God. So I'm spending the day with this cool kid, right, Sean? And we got daddy-daughter day. Shell's along with us too, so we're all kind of hanging out. But she's my first kid that's gonna be going to college. What? Took 5, but we finally got one that's going, and going early. She's doing dual enrollment this year, so she needs an internship. And so we just stopped in at the urgent care place to see, and it looks like they actually might have an internship. That's easy for me to say. Internship available. So now we're gonna go get stuff for a bunny cage. What? How's that working?
Easy. Working better than using short arms.
I'd have come over here on the other end. I'd have just come down here and grabbed them. They short arms.
That was a little fast. I think this is a little easier to work with. Yeah. Because you can. You don't think so? I do not think so. That would make it way easier.
Yeah, I don't know. We got so few cuts to do though.
Are you going to make 45s or?
Yep.
Or are you just
Speed square. Nah, I'm gonna do 45, so it's gonna be sharp, cool looking.
Where are we going?
Go to the car, goofus. Right here to the left. I keep pointing at it. How many times do you want me to point at it?
It was a little more graceful the first time.
You want to build a 2-foot, one of the ends first?
Sure.
Okay. So they're 2 feet tall and 2 feet wide, right? So what we
Perfect square.
There you go. So what you're going to want to do is measure this. Take your tape measure. Come out 24 inches and make a mark with your fancy hair pencil. So all you got to do is kind of make a little V mark.
The crow's foot.
Yep, a crow's foot. Look at you.
This ain't sharpened.
All right, well, we can do that too.
Oh, I made a little line.
It's okay, yeah, just draw you a line because you're going to cut on that line.
Okay. Oh, across.
Yep. You're just making a guide mark. There you go, just like that. And then you want to do this other end, but you also have to remember.
Short.
Yep,
So
this is where it gets,
side.
cutting angles gets tricky.
So like that.
Yep, or you can flip it over. No, you got to, here, flip it. Flip the bottom of it. There you go, now flip it back toward you. No, the point back toward you. Not the bottom, the back. There you go. I guess it doesn't matter.
I do it where the point.
Yep, you want to come right out to the point. Hold it.
What?
I'll hold it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just.
It's hard to hold.
Mm-hmm.
I messed it up.
There you go. That's good. Yay! Slide it up here where you're not going to cut the table or anything, and I'll hold it for you so it's not going around. So then what you're going to want to do is you want to cut, but you want to cut.
Can you do the first one?
Sure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to cut on the outside of this line, because if I cut out here, I can always make it shorter. If I cut it too short, nope, there is no such thing as a board stretcher. Don't let your papa lie to you. He'll tell you to go get a board stretcher, and you walk around for 20 minutes looking like a dummy, looking for a board stretcher, and everybody's laughing at you. Not that I would know. Just, no, it happened to somebody else. It may have looked a lot like me.
How old were you?
It wasn't how old I was, it was the fact that I'd never actually done any of this stuff before, but I was old enough to know better. I'm just gonna lean on that for me. All right, so what you can do is you can look inside of here, and you can kind of get a visual. So you know, like that is gonna be inside the line. So you wanna slide it out just a little bit. And because we're cutting such short sections, it's really not gonna be that big a deal. So you gotta pull that back so your blade's not on that wood, because if you start it up on the wood, it'll bang on you and it'll start cutting. This isn't that strong because it's battery powered. So you're gonna crank that up. And then you just slowly, and see how I'm holding this just to get it out of my way? Huh?
You move the blade inside the line.
That's all right. I'm gonna real slowly come up here and see where it's cutting. See, I'm on the inside of the line now. So I'm gonna just slowly follow that line. Yeah, that blade is roasted. Change that out. That's stupid. All right. Yep, that's the blade I cut the metal with. So that's it. Basically just smoked it off there.
It's like soldering.
Yeah, I cauterized it. It won't bleed now.
Oh, feel it.
I know. It's fancy. It's good and smooth because this blade's so dull.
It's just friction.
It's like we used
cut it with friction.
Used like a fingernail file with it. All right, we gotta change that blade. Jeez, we send you out for sandwiches.
I decided to do the shopping.
I guess you did.
I did.
Look at you. You look like a homeless lady. Like a bag lady.
A bag lady?
You got your bags, lady. Yeah, good luck opening that hard door now that we fixed that.
Dig it. Put your head into it.
Yeah, correct. It's righty-loosey on the saw blade. Because the way it spins, if it did the other way, it would come undone. That way it kind of seats itself. You just set that on the table there so you don't lose it. And that just slides off. It's like a... You can kind of tap the blade. It'll come off too. There you go.
And then what?
Then roll your guard forward. Just so it's out of the way so the blade can come out the bottom. And then pull the blade up. It's pretty tight on the guard there. There you go. There you go. You just leave it sit there. And grab your new blade. It won't go in like that. Well, if you set it down far enough, it will. But if you just come in from the bottom, it's going to be easy.
How do I do that part?
There's a little button.
I push it down?
Yep, just push it down and you're going to rotate it around until you feel it catch. You'll feel it. There you go. As long as it's snug. And that goes back in the handle on the other side there so you don't lose the key.
Do I make sure it's snug enough? So then
So just
I
keep
pull
your
it
fingers,
back
yep,
and then
just keep
start
your
it?
fingers outside the guard. Yeah, pull it back. Just so it's not up against the wood there. Yep.
Let me make sure. Okay.
And once you get going, you just sort of start it real slow and you'll see where it's cutting.
How do I do this?
Pull it down toward you. And then once it gets going, then you can let it go.
Okay. So like that?
Yep.
Can I just spin it first and then?
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, why did it do that?
Because it's not cut all the way through yet.
Okay.
Because of the depth of the blade.
Mm-hmm.
So normally what I would have done, we would have had this like on
Made
a
it
sawhorse or
shorter.
something where this is holding.
Oh.
Or you could make your blade depth longer.
So what do I do?
Just keep going. I'll hold it. You're all right. You just got a little bit more to cut, so you'll be all right.
Will it be? Do I have to pull it out first?
Nah, it's all right. It'll just go. There you go.
I messed it up a little bit in the
It's all
beginning.
right.
It went a lot faster
Yeah.
than yours did.
It takes off.
I can't see the blade though. I'm not good at seeing it when it's going fast.
Well, it's the gray part.
I know that. I'm saying I don't know where it's at.
That's
though.
all right. That's why you move it in real slow, and then you sort of see where your cut's at. Now you're going to want to be on this side of the line, right?
I am.
Okay, cool. There you
I'm
go.
just not good at it.
That's all right. You'll get there. You've only cut once, so it's not a problem. So you're tipping the saw right now. See how the back of the there you go. So what's happening is you're changing the pitch of the blade. That's why it's screaming like that, because it's not going through straight. It's trying to make a funky cut.
Okay.
So good.
Is it fine to do all the time?
Yeah, you're right. Just that little bit, yeah. Or maybe not. Okay, back it out. Oh, you know why it's doing that? Because now you straightened up your angle. So go ahead and just back it out. I'm going to kind of twist the blade to get it out of there. Because what you have now is instead of a flat cut like that, you've got sort of an angled cut. Now there are times when you're going to want to do that, and this will actually, you can adjust this, and you can do that. That's when you're starting to get into all kind of crazy angled cuts.
That's how I was trying to make it straight.
That's all right. So what you want to do, and again, this is hard because there's just so little board there to set that deck on, but when you start hearing that blade you hear the pitch change, you'll know you got something screwy with your blade when you're doing that. And it's normally is going to be your deck's not flat. When it makes that kind of noise, that's usually why. And it happens because you get going and you're moving your wrist, and it's easy to move it around like that. And I do it all the time.
I'm just trying to keep it in the blade.
You're doing great.
Doing great. Start out?
Yep, just kind of stick it back in that cut and follow your cut again, and just
there.
sort of square it up. Yep, that's fine. Chipping it again.
How do I not?
Well,
it's really hard
just
to do.
the thing is because this is so
I have it flat on
well,
this
it's
part?
so small, and the whole thing's kind of shifting.
So try.
Yep, give it a shot. You're good. There you go.
Finally.
That's all right. That's how you learn, chickie. And this is also very cheap wood. Now, if we were cutting like mahogany or freaking teak,
You'd be a little mad.
No, you wouldn't be cutting it. Neither would I. I'd have Uncle Trip cut it or Uncle Matt cut it.
It was hard because I couldn't see the line, so I messed it up.
No, you didn't. That was real good.
I couldn't see where the line was because normally the other time I
Yep.
seen it.
Sometimes you can be on that angle. Good on you, kid.
I'm not very good at cutting. I'm gonna try.
I'm not very good at cutting either.
Hey, what'd you get?
I got a new fan. Perfect.
Thanks for the heads up, Frank. Turn it on. Make it it's ridiculous. It's like an airboat. Turn, kid.
I gotta go again?
You gotta, dude, you're building your buddy a cage.
I don't like it. I'm bad at cutting.
You're not bad at cutting.
Ready?
Yep.
Sorry if I messed it up.
You're good. Go for it.
Started learning.
That's why we're using cheap, crappy wood, because it doesn't matter.
We had a shift change.
Yep.
Or a change in this one.
It's all right. Keep going.
Keep going. I heard it make
That may have also been because the wood, I was holding it, and it may have been pinching because that gap will start grabbing the blade, and that thing's just not going to spin real hard because it's battery powered.
Oh.
That's the nice thing and the bad thing about it. The nice thing is it's battery powered. The bad thing is it's kind of underpowered. So, but
see, I didn't know if I had it tilted.
nah,
I
you're
heard
good.
it make a different noise.
No, I heard it too, and I'm like, oh, that's probably me not holding that quite right.
It's like 24 perfect.
Yeah, you nailed it. I mean, well,
I didn't nail
you cut it.
nothing.
I didn't nail it. I cut it. Ha ha. Good stuff, kid. Woohoo! New tools. Hopefully we got enough.
So he said he couldn't remember if it was a 6 or an 8.
Stupid little Brad
16?
knew. Yeah,
An
16 or 8.
It was an 18 gauge. So he
That's
would've
why I
gotten
couldn't
wrong.
remember, because I would have got the wrong thing if I had got nails.
You would.
So I didn't get any, because I just used what was there. So it's not just tough, it's hyper tough. And that's hyper tough. So they're going to work together because they've got the same tag on them. That's how you know. I know how the female and the male part work, and we're not having that conversation. All right.
How do you know it didn't
So-
come with the part?
Okay, well,
How do you know you
this
don't have the part?
I already.
you're just not
Well, I
looking
took
for it?
everything out of the tools already.
What
So
about the stuff you threw on the ground?
there wasn't anything. It was just this piece of cardboard and that empty box and the instructions that are flat and don't have anything in them. That's how I know, smarty pants. What?
And it's
You
not
only had
low
half your
where I'm
face.
working.
I always have half my face. When I shoot it like this, I never. It's always like, oh, the nose and like terrible.
GoPro's always up his nose.
The GoPro is always up my nose. It's ridiculous. Is that my face now? No. Shut it. Probably isn't.
No. I just kind of went up in a line.
Mm-hmm. Where'd it go?
You made a square.
Cool, cool. Yeah, like a really bad hula hoop. Like a Flintstones hula hoop. I don't tear the nails out of there.
Why Flintstones?
I don't know, because it's the first thing that came to mind, even though it didn't make sense. Right on. One down. A handful of them more to go.
Seems pretty sturdy.
Yeah, it does. I think it's going to work. All right, let's build another one and throw some wire in between. Kiddo had to go to work. And, hi, beautiful. Yep, she had to go to work, and we ran out of staples. Imagine that, for the staple gun to put the chicken wire on, but I kind of thought we might not have enough. So, what are we going to do?
Go to the pool.
Go to the pool. Good.
Since our creek is not here.
Yeah, we don't have, well, we have a creek here, but it's gross.
That's a runoff ditch.
Yeah, it is a runoff ditch. The turtles like it, but so we're going to the pool. Right on. Finish to be continued. Quit your life.
What kind of cheesecake pose is that?
I don't know.
I did not agree to be in this video.